cage can confine me. HVRL, the league that refines me. No closet air, I breathe ambition. Dreams fueled by octane, no intermission. Clouds of blood, but the finish line's clear. Every race a moment to conquer fear. Engines roar, heart is pounding, punks and tyrant, strange phrase, kiss the asphalt, defiant, boost cage, red line, nitrous ignites the night, street lights are blurred, chasing stars out of sight, punching in, gear shift, turbo scream savage, Cassie low like a snake, slithering past havoc, corners tight, grip slick, then use a handshake. Victory's the only drug I let my hands take. HVRL, that weather speed defines me. Rubber burns, prayers leave the doubters behind me. High velocity, every second the crime's free. Racing to the edge till the stars realign me. Adrenaline symphony, rev sing soprano. Pedal metal, chasing shadows like a desperado. Life's a drag strip, blink and you'll miss it. Every lap a gamer can't play it safe or risk it. Helmet on, visor low, my thoughts in flames. The track's a battlefield, brewery calls my name. Apex predator, no cage can confine me. HVRL, the league that refines me. No closet air, I breathe ambition. Dreams fueled by octane, no intermission. Clouds of blood, but the finish line's clear. Every race a moment to conquer fear. Engines roar, heart is pounding, punks and tyrant, strange phrase, kiss the asphalt, defiant, boost cage, red line, nitrous ignites the night, street lights are blurred, chasing stars out of sight, punching in, gear shift, turbo scream savage, Cassie low like a snake, slithering past havoc, corners tight, grip slick, then use a handshake. Victory's the only drug I let my hands take. HVRL, that weather speed defines me. Rubber burns, prayers leave the doubters behind me. High velocity, every second the crime's free. Racing to the edge till the stars realign me. Adrenaline symphony, rev sing soprano. Pedal metal, chasing shadows like a desperado. Life's a drag strip, blink and you'll miss it. Every lap a gamer can't play it safe or risk it. Helmet on, visor low, my thoughts in flames. The track's a battlefield, brewery calls my name. Apex predator, no cage can confine me. HVRL, the league that refines me. No closet air, I breathe ambition. Dreams fueled by octane, no intermission. Clouds of blood, but the finish line's clear. Every race a moment to conquer fear. Engines roar, heart is pounding, punks and tyrant, strange phrase, kiss the asphalt, defiant, boost cage, red line, nitrous ignites the night, street lights are blurred, chasing stars out of sight, punching in, gear shift, turbo scream savage, Cassie low like a snake, slithering past havoc, corners tight, grip slick, then use a handshake. Victory's the only drug I let my hands take. HVRL, that weather speed defines me. Rubber burns, prayers leave the doubters behind me. High velocity, every second the crime's free. Racing to the edge till the stars realign me. Adrenaline symphony, rev sing soprano. Pedal metal, chasing shadows like a desperado. Life's a drag strip, blink and you'll miss it. Every lap a gamer can't play it safe or risk it. Helmet on, visor low, my thoughts in flames. The track's a battlefield, brewery calls my name. Apex predator, no cage can confine me. HVRL, the league that refines me. No closet air, I breathe ambition. Dreams fueled by octane, no intermission. Clouds of blood, but the finish line's clear. Every race a moment to conquer fear. roar, hearts pounding, punks and tyrant, screech, blaze, kiss the asphalt, defying, boost gauge, red line, nitrous ignites the night, street lights are blurred, chasing stars out of sight, punching gear shift, turbo scream, savage, Cassie low like a snake, slither ring past, habit, corners tight, grip slick, then use a handshake. Victory's the only drug I let my hands take.
HVRL, where the speed defines me. Rubber burns, prayers leave the doubters behind me. High velocity, every second the crime's free. Racing to the edge till the stars realign me.
Adrenaline symphony, rev, sing soprano. Metal, chasing shadows like a desperado. Life's a drag strip, blink and you'll miss it. Every lap a gamer can't play it safe or risk it. Helmet on, visor low, my thoughts in flames. The track's a battlefield, brewery calls my name. Apex predator, no cage can confine me. HVRL, the league that refines me.
Hold closet air, I breathe ambition. Dreams fueled by octane, no intermission. Clouds of blood, but the finish line's clear. Every race a moment to conquer fear.
Engines roar, hearts pounding, punks and tyrant, screech, blaze, kiss the asphalt, defying, boost gauge, red line, nitrous ignites the night, street lights are blurred, chasing stars out of sight, punching gear shift, turbo scream, savage, Cassie low like a snake, slither ring past, habit, corners tight, grip slick, then use a handshake. Victory's the only drug I let my hands take.
HVRL, where the speed defines me. Rubber burns, prayers leave the doubters behind me. High velocity, every second the crime's free. Racing to the edge till the stars realign me.
Adrenaline symphony, rev, sing soprano. Metal, chasing shadows like a desperado. Life's a drag strip, blink and you'll miss it. Every lap a gamer can't play it safe or risk it. Helmet on, visor low, my thoughts in flames. The track's a battlefield, brewery calls my name. Apex predator, no cage can confine me. HVRL, the league that refines me.
Hold closet air, I breathe ambition. Dreams fueled by octane, no intermission. Clouds of blood, but the finish line's clear. Every race a moment to conquer fear.
Engines roar, hearts pounding, punks and tyrant, screech, blaze, kiss the asphalt, defying, boost gauge, red line, nitrous ignites the night, street lights are blurred, chasing stars out of sight, punching gear shift, turbo scream, savage, Cassie low like a snake, slither ring past, habit, corners tight, grip slick, then use a handshake. Victory's the only drug I let my hands take.
HVRL, where the speed defines me. Rubber burns, prayers leave the doubters behind me. High velocity, every second the crime's free. Racing to the edge till the stars realign me.
Adrenaline symphony, rev, sing soprano. Metal, chasing shadows like a desperado. Life's a drag strip, blink and you'll miss it. Every lap a gamer can't play it safe or risk it. Helmet on, visor low, my thoughts in flames. The track's a battlefield, brewery calls my name. Apex predator, no cage can confine me. HVRL, the league that refines me.
Hold closet air, I breathe ambition. Dreams fueled by octane, no intermission. Clouds of blood, but the finish line's clear. Every race a moment to conquer fear.
Engines roar, hearts pounding, punks and tyrant, screech, blaze, kiss the asphalt, defying, boost gauge, red line, nitrous ignites the night, street lights are blurred, chasing stars out of sight, punching gear shift, turbo scream, savage, Cassie low like a snake, slither ring past, habit, corners tight, grip slick, then use a handshake. Victory's the only drug I let my hands take.
HVRL, where the speed defines me. Rubber burns, prayers leave the doubters behind me. High velocity, every second the crime's free. Racing to the edge till the realign me.
Adrenaline symphony, rev some soprano. Pedal metal, chasing shadows like a desperado. Life's a drag strip, blink and you'll miss it. Every lap a camera can't play it safe or risk it. Helmet on, visor low, my thoughts in flames. The track's a battlefield, brewery calls my name. Apex predator, no cage can confine me. HVRL, the league that refines me.
Hold closet air, I breathe ambition. Dreams fueled by octane, no intermission. Clouds of blood, but the finish line's clear. Every race a moment to conquer fear.
Engines roar, hearts pound, brakes and tire screech, flames, kiss the asphalt, defiant, boost gauge, red line, nitrous ignites the night, street lights of blood, chasing stars out of sight, punch you in, gear shift, turbo scream savage, chassis low like a snake, slither ring past havoc, corners tight, grip slick, then use a handshake. Victory's the only drug I let my hands take.
HV, all that weather speed defines me. Rubber burns, flares, leave the doubters behind me. High velocity, every second the crime's free. Racing to the edge till the stars realign me.
Adrenaline symphony, rev some soprano. Pedal metal, chasing shadows like a desperado. Life's a drag strip, blink and you'll miss it. Every lap a camera can't play it safe or risk it. Helmet on, visor low, my thoughts in flames. The track's a battlefield, brewery calls my name. Apex predator, no cage can confine me. HVRL, the league that refines me.
Hold closet air, I breathe ambition. Dreams fueled by octane, no intermission. Clouds of blood, but the finish line's clear. Every race a moment to conquer fear.
Engines roar, hearts pound, brakes and tire screech, flames, kiss the asphalt, defiant, boost gauge, red line, nitrous ignites the night, street lights of blood, chasing stars out of sight, punch you in, gear shift, turbo scream savage, chassis low like a snake, slither ring past havoc, corners tight, grip slick, then use a handshake. Victory's the only drug I let my hands take.
HV, all that weather speed defines me. Rubber burns, flares, leave the doubters behind me. High velocity, every second the crime's free. Racing to the edge till the stars realign me.
Adrenaline symphony, rev some soprano. Pedal metal, chasing shadows like a desperado. Life's a drag strip, blink and you'll miss it. Every lap a camera can't play it safe or risk it. Helmet on, visor low, my thoughts in flames. The track's a battlefield, brewery calls my name. Apex predator, no cage can confine me. HVRL, the league that refines me.
Hold closet air, I breathe ambition. Dreams fueled by octane, no intermission. Clouds of blood, but the finish line's clear. Every race a moment to conquer fear.
Engines roar, hearts pound, brakes and tire screech, flames, kiss the asphalt, defiant, boost gauge, red line, nitrous ignites the night, street lights of blood, chasing stars out of sight, punch you in, gear shift, turbo scream savage, chassis low like a snake, slither ring past havoc, corners tight, grip slick, then use a handshake. Victory's the
All right, everybody, here we are, High Velocity Racing League Turning Laps podcast for this wonderful Friday evening. Myself, Happy, Chris, and Tucker in the call for tonight. And how are you guys all doing?
Doing well, man. It's been a good week, busy week. Glad it's over.
So yeah, same busy week. It's already Friday evening, and here we are, getting into the weekend. It'll start the next week.
Yeah, same.
Wait,
Oh
was saying,
yeah,
waiting
just
on you,
same.
Happy.
Oh no, just same every day, just the same.
That's what happens when you get older.
Yeah.
All right, well, let's start off our conversation with the most recent race this evening. We usually start with our longest back race, which is trucks, but we'll start with ARCA because, yeah, we want to start with something different today. It was a good race at the high banks of the super speedway. Myself and Happy were on the call for that one, and honestly, a pretty good race out of the ARCA guys. A couple of mistakes were made, but nothing egregious really, other than a couple of incidents. Overall, not a bad race at all, though. I really enjoyed the call on the super speedway. I usually do anyway because I like super speedways and I know how to drive them myself. So I'm usually pretty knowledgeable as far as that type of stuff goes. Happy, how'd you feel about the race?
I thought it was better than expected for what could have been. I know these guys have the potential and the ability to put on a real good race and stay clean. But there's always that it could be really bad. But yeah, no, I mean, I thought we had some pretty good green flag runs and quite a few of them. So, and I thought everybody there wasn't a lot of side drafting, a lot of bumping. There wasn't a whole lot of crazy moves. I think everybody was really playing it safe, which is fine because 70 laps, those first 65 are really pretty boring on the speedway to me.
Yeah,
they just get really exciting the last handful of laps, which
Yeah.
it did.
it really did. Chris, Tucker, do either one of you tune in for the broadcast as well?
I watched oh, go ahead.
Yeah, I watched it last night. I'd been meaning to watch it earlier in the week, but just busy week, and sat down and watched the whole thing last night. And you guys did great. It was fun. I was pleasantly surprised how well everybody did on a super speedway. We know how it can get when you start racing bumper to bumper, door to door on those super speedways. Cars start walking around. I mean, there were some incidents, but there was some pretty good green flag racing. Maybe a testament to these drivers in this league coming around and starting to do a little bit better as a group. It was a great broadcast. You guys did really well. Then the race finished. It was a great, exciting finish to the race for sure.
Chris?
Yeah, just about the same what you're saying. I didn't watch the whole thing. That evening I was at a middle school football game, but I popped in from time to time, and then I did catch the last several laps of the race, and yeah, it was its normal super speedway last lap, but the laps leading up to it, it was really exciting. And as far as like Happy talking about with super speedways and it's boring leading up towards the end of it, but also it's race number 9 of the season, and most of these guys are learning what IPL is, so they're also trying to take care of that. But no, it was a good race, and of course we were all chatting during review. So I believe this is their first race without any penalties being handed out. So great job to that entire series.
Now, I will say, change in race control, which means change in person doing the race review. So maybe Happy's a little softy for the ARCA guys.
Maybe they just knew to listen to me.
Well, when you give them hell at the beginning of the broadcast, I think that's a pretty good indication of what's going to happen if they don't listen. So, but no, overall a great race. I mean, we had a 3-car pack at the front. It was Jay Skeller leading the way, leading up to the final few laps, and we brought him up into the booth. He goes, no.
I was there for that.
He knew what was going to happen as soon as we brought him up. We were trying to give him the pep talk to get him through the end of the race, and then on the last lap he got caught up in that last incident on the backstretch that kind of left it as a 2-car race at the end, and ended up being a 1-2 finish for teammates with Corey Moore taking the race win. That's his second of the season as well, so good on him there. But John Stapleton was right there and at the front of the field for a lot of that race. Definitely deserved to have a good finish, and he did so in a second position. And then a couple of people got some penalties on the last lap, which put them at the tail end of the lead lap, and allowed Josh Revel to jump up to the third position and claim that last spot on the podium. And another really wild story, Cameron Deacle. Deacle was like 2 or 3 laps down at one point in the race, and he got his lap back on the final caution, ends up finishing 4th. A heck of a run back from being lapped down, and then James Bolka ended up finishing in 5th. And Happy's over here yawning.
That's why they can't see me till you just said something.
Oh, they can see.
No, they can't. I got the graphic up.
Talking about Corey Moore's win, I didn't go back to see where was he when he crossed the line for the last lap. I knew he wasn't up with that lead pack, and I mean super speedway, you just got to be in the right place, right time.
10th, 12th, somewhere in that range.
Was he that far? Yeah.
Yeah, he was pretty far back, and that the first accident happened just behind him after they crossed the start finish line.
Mhm.
That took out pretty much everybody that was behind him, maybe another row back he had behind him. And then the next incident was Forrest Martin getting left hooked down to the inside.
Yeah, on the back stretch.
On the back stretch as they
Mhm.
came off of turn 2. And then the next incident was the 3 leaders, 3 wide, taking each other out, which
Mhm.
basically opened the door for Stapleton and Moore to run away. And it was just the 2 of them running down to the final corner. Stapleton was leading, and Corey Moore got a big old run on him, and he took it to the outside, and around they went. But they were happy. I guess, it's the same kind of situation, Chris. When it's the 2 of us at the front, we don't care as long as one of us wins.
Yep.
And that's exactly how they felt too. So,
well, and to talk about Corey Moore's race, he only had 2 incident points that whole race. So he kind of just kept himself clean, hung around, and I guess took advantage. I mean, he was there, and he only had 2 incident points, which is pretty remarkable in itself. 70 laps on a super speedway with that many cars.
You want to hear something even more remarkable? Those 2 incident points weren't even during green flag race, and it was post race.
Man.
For celebrating?
For celebrating. That's what I'm guessing. Yeah. So he got a 2X after the race because he said he had a 0X in his interview. So
yeah, he either had it right there at the end on that last lap when he wasn't really paying attention, or it happened after he crossed the finish line.
Yeah,
but yeah, no, it was a great race. Happy for him to win his second one. And the points is looking really good. Is it just next week or we have 2 weeks?
We got 1 more week. So pretty much everybody in the top 6, I kind of did some math. Everybody in the top 6 is already locked in to the chase because they've got more points than what can be awarded on a race. Stapleton is the first one that is in danger. I put air quotes on that one. He's at plus 39 to the cut line. So he just has, if he shows up, he's in.
Yeah, 6th through 10th is probably in that boat.
Yeah. So, well, sixth is in no matter what at 57 points above the cut line.
Okay, 7th.
Because it's only 55 points or 56 points, I think. So the top 5 for sure is locked in. The top 6, I'm like 90% sure as long as he shows up, he's in. John Shields and Corey Moore now tied for 8th at plus 37 to the cut line. Josh Revel in 10th is now plus 30 to the cut line. James Bolka, I don't believe he was in the top 12 going into the race, but he finishes in a good position and puts himself in right now plus 12. And now Brent McKee and Sean McLean. Sean was on the cut line, I remember, going into this race, and now they are in a position where both of these drivers are going to have to try to race each other and point their way in. They're tied at the cut line with Cale D's 1 point back and Mike Burns 7 points out of the chase right now. For Ryan Stevenson minus 27, it's going to be a tough road. I don't think there's really a path to get in. And Reno, kind of same thing at minus 39. I don't really think there's a path to get in. You're going to really have to rely on everybody that's in front of you finishing dead last. And I don't think that can really happen for both those guys. So,
good battle between 11th and 15th. So,
yep.
I mean, even Mike Burns is going to have a tough road to hoe there because not only does he have to finish ahead of Cale D, Sean McLean, and Brent McKee, he has to beat all of them by at least 7 spots. So,
right.
I mean, that's not really easy either.
So. I mean, we say that, but I mean, there are points for the pole. There's points for fastest lap. There's points for all these different things that he can get. If he can go out there, lead the most laps of the race in the next week, that would give him a couple of bonus points as well. So if he can have a good race next week, that will really help I mean, it's kind of the same situation I was in going in below the cut line this past week as well. So I mean, he's in the same boat. He's got to have a good race.
Now we are worried about the cut line, but let's go up to the top. Let's see what
There's
the
a race
battle's
at the
really
top.
about. Oh yeah.
Dayhoff at plus 98 missed the race, took a provisional. Well, that regular season championship is in doubt now. Thad Miller up to 92 above the cut line. He is within 6 points. That is a battle for the championship, the regular season championship. That is going to be a tough one. We got a couple of battles there in the third and fourth position, as well as Andrew Halloran is in third, plus 77 at 297 points, with Forrest Martin 2 points back from that. So there's a battle for third going on there as well. And then Keller and Quinn McLean, those guys are both battling for the fifth and sixth position, 3 points apart from those two. So we've got 3 separate battles in that top 6 that are all ones to watch. I mean, we've just got so many things to watch. I thought that the trucks was going to be a battle to watch through the entirety of that last race. This one is even going to be just as exciting because you get these different battles for these positions.
Yeah, I mean Thad and Drew, I don't think they had a great finish. I know Drew didn't because he had his 20X on the last lap, and I believe Thad had a bad race too. So, I mean, if it wasn't like one of them could have jumped up, I mean, they had the opportunity to jump up in front of Dayhoff. They just didn't have the best of finishes, but they brought it closer. I don't think Drew can gain 21 points on Dayhoff, but that definitely is within striking distance, especially if Dayhoff has a not a great race. So
yeah,
Thad, go ahead.
that would require Dayhoff having something happen to where went through a fast repair, got tangled up again, and end up dropping down for Drew to have a chance with that big of a spread.
And it could happen. It
Oh,
definitely
for sure.
could.
Yeah.
For Thad, though, he did finish in the 14th position, started in fourth in the race, but ended up in the 14th position. He did lead a couple of laps. Probably, if he could have gotten a couple more spots, that would have really been beneficial for him. Drew, because of that 20x penalty, he dropped all the way from 3rd to 17th in the race.
yeah, so that's 14 points right there.
That's a lot of points.
Yep.
That's a lot of points to lose. I mean, yeah, that 14-point swing right there is the difference between him having a chance at maybe a regular season championship or not having that. So, yeah, he's going to have to battle for the third position. There's a world where he's able to jump up to second or first if both of those guys ahead of him have a terrible race and he just goes out there and dominates. But it's going to be a hard battle for the guy in number 3 to get up there and win that championship, that regular season championship. So we'll see what happens. It's going to be an interesting race, and with Wilder not being able to make it because of him being on vacation, it'll be you and I again on Tuesday calling that race at Charlotte, the long race at Charlotte,
which is long for them. What is it, like 150?
No, they got 130 with
130?
competition yellows at 30 and 60.
All right. Yeah, 130 still definitely going to be I mean that car is pretty set, so it should be some good racing, I think, for sure.
With the abrasive surface on Charlotte, though, you guys are going to want to be watching out for your tires. Just be aware of that. Get some practice in. Figure out what the stints look like, what your fuel mileage looks like, and all that, and just kind of test what your tires feel like. Because I know for a fact we just drove the Gen 6 car and the trucks on it this week, and it was tough. Tire saving is going to be the most important thing for you tonight or Tuesday night.
You can start a stint and it feels wonderful, man. You just sit there and cut around the track, but once it starts dropping off, then everybody starts coming around you. So yeah, definitely take care of your tires.
Yeah, in the Gen 6 car, it was about 15 or so laps before the car really started to die off as far as the tires. In the trucks, it was about 20 laps. So I'm gauging probably based on that, it's going to be somewhere around that 15 to 20 lap range where you're going to start to feel a big difference in the tires. So definitely get out there, get some practice in. If you got teams, work together to get some team practice in as well.
Watch out for turn 4. That wall comes up quick.
So that
Yes,
car
it did.
starts to get tight, you're finding yourself to that wall really fast.
No more hints for the guys though. They'll learn. They'll learn the hard
Yep.
way or they'll learn the right way. Either way. But yeah, good luck to everybody driving in at Charlotte in the ARCA series this Tuesday, and on to Gen 6, I think, which was our longest race of the season in the Gen 6 car. And
200 laps. It was a good time.
You said it sarcastically, it sounded like.
No, it was a good time. It's a fun series. It had its challenging parts, but managed through them, and just all the guys in the series makes it fun. So I like Charlotte, and I had, for the most part, 2 successful races this last week. They're at the track compared to what I did last season, so I can't complain too much.
We don't talk about last season. Not for you and not for me at Charlotte. But yeah, it was a good race. I found myself at the front. I was happy with how I was driving that car. We're not going to talk about it, Tucker. But no, we found ourselves at the front, and we were racing pretty hard. Man, the car is just so good. Like it's so tight, but it is such a good car to drive. I really wish we had this car as our actual cup car still, because it is a blast to drive.
Yeah, I think for a lot of iRacers out there, if you're sleeping on the Gen 6 car, get out there and drive it. I encourage you guys to use it. It's fun. It's a little bit of throwback with a little bit of modern twist to it. With this series and the drivers that are in there, we have a lot of fun. There's some really good racing, hard, aggressive, clean racing, though. I mean, we all have our moments, but I think we all accept when some things happen because nobody's doing anything egregious. We're just got a lot of guys that can handle themselves well, and we have some really good racing, and that car allows it. It's fast on some tracks. It's a handful. On a track like Charlotte, it was really fun to drive. I felt like even when the tires fell off, you could find something there if you just adjusted a few things. But I mean, the 4 of us, we had some really good battles in that race, and it was fun. I mean, I know I was pushing you guys were pushing me, and been like that. We're 9 races into the season or so now, and we've all enjoyed it. I don't think there's one person in this series that hasn't enjoyed it and wouldn't do it again.
For sure.
And at the end of the day, I mean, the person that won was dominant. Absolutely. William Kern, regular season champion. He goes out here, puts on a real good show at the front of the field, leads 153 of the 200 laps. I got to steal some from him. I was happy with that. But yeah, it was a heck of a show. And I was happy with my performance there. Like I said, like you said, the tire fall off didn't feel that bad. You put some trail braking on that car, and you were able to get it to turn really good and get out on the right rear a lot more, and really set the car up for success in the corners. And the people who were saving tires are the ones that were able to, in the long runs, be able to get the positions back. And tire saving, like I said, it's important it's going to be important on Tuesday. It was important here on this past Monday as well. And yeah, it was a good race. Will did get the win. Travis George ended up finishing in second, with Kevin Fry ending up in third. That's the podium. Tucker ended up in fourth, and Happy, you got a top 5 out of the race, so not a bad performance for you as well.
Nice job, Happy.
Oh, thank you. I always liked Charlotte. I was hoping to do a little bit better, but I'll take it. Which that did lead to. Let me bring up the season standings. Did leave to William Kern winning the regular season, so congratulations to him.
That it did.
Then, yep, I got second. Still 94 points behind freaking Will. I mean, he just dominated everything. Then third, Bryce Tucker here. Good job for him. I only finished like 8 points ahead of him. And then Bobby Grady finished fourth. Sean Wilder fifth. Kevin Fry sixth. Travis George seventh. Don Miller eighth. Matthew Chase ninth. Chris Weiniger 10th. KT McCann 11th. And Brandon Dayhoff in 12th. As how our regular season ended without playoff points.
But with playoff points, as we go to
Yes.
the graphic. Will has a rather large lead going in to the round of 12 here at a plus 42. And then Tucker's got a plus 16 to the cut line. Kevin's got a plus 15 to the cut line. Bobby Grady plus 11. Happy at a plus 10. Wilder at a plus 5. Travis George at a plus 4. And Don Miller on the line with a plus 1. Myself on the other side of that with Chris minus 3, KT minus 13, and Brandon Dayhoff minus 13 as well. The regular season finishing does help out in that regard. So
definitely, and thank goodness I got second place playoff points because I didn't earn a single playoff point all season long. So I definitely needed that little bit of a bonus there.
Yeah. And the round of 12 will be coming up. We've starting it off with Talladega on Monday, followed up by Auto Club after Labor Day, and then Watkins Glen to round out the round of 12. So we'll see who can get themselves locked into the round of 8. Good thing I don't have to worry. I'm going to hope I can get a win in Dega or Auto Club. That's what I'm telling you right now.
Yeah, same here. It's like already in a tough spot for myself, and it's like, yeah, I need to figure out a way to get locked in on the first two. But no, a lot of talented drivers in this one, so I'll enjoy my playoff stint for this first round of 12 and continue on for the rest of the season. But I think my road will end after Watkins Glen as far as playoffs go.
You
Don't
never
sell
know.
yourself
No,
short. You
I
never
know you never know, but just trying to be somewhat realistic. But I'll have a blast the entire season, all the way to the end. So
You can get a top
Dega?
3 in Dega, yeah, a top 5 in Auto Club, and then Watkins Glen just show up, and that might be enough to get you if someone doesn't do
Go out there and
in
get
2 of them.
go out there and get some stage points in those first 2 races. You never know what'll happen.
Yeah, and Dega's a crapshoot anyway. I'm really excited to see who can lock themselves in. Maybe it'll be like a Dayhoff or KT that really is outside looking in, and that could knock someone else
and
out.
really throw a wrench in Chris and I's plans to try to get into the round.
Oh,
right?
Yeah. Yeah, we don't need anybody in the red to get locked in, do we? Matt?
Right. We need people in the green to get locked in, or us to get locked. If there's somebody in the red's gonna get locked in, it's got to be you or me.
Oh.
I can tell you right now, I'm not going to push you to the win unless you're going to push me to the win, though.
Well, it'll be. I'm really excited. I mean, I'm excited for trucks too. Don't get me wrong, but I'm really excited for this one just because. I mean, everyone in here, which probably in trucks too, but everybody I know in this top 12 can pull out a win at some point. So it's always exciting to have to do these playoffs. So, and it'll be fun.
And we went through the grueler of the regular season to get to this stage where we've got, Talladega, wild card, Watkins Glen, kind of a wild card. The bumpy surface at Auto Club could always throw a wrench in some people's driving styles and really put a damper on how they finish. So I mean, we've got kind of the wild card round here in the round of 12, and that was kind of my thought process when putting the schedule together as well. So hopefully we have a good round of 12, and again, like Tucker had said, nobody in this is purposefully trying to get each other wrecked. Like, we're all trying to be very respectful. We all race really respectfully with each other. Do we make mistakes? Some of us, absolutely, myself included. Everybody in this league has made a mistake and gotten into somebody where they shouldn't have. So, but we all know that at the end of the day, we're not trying to wreck each other or whatever it may be. So, I'm excited.
I am.
It's been fun. Been a lot of fun. What didn't know what to think coming into this Gen 6. None of us had raced it really, and some new drivers, but some drivers we've all been around, and it's been great from week one.
It has. It was a learning curve on week one too, because we learned real fast what this car does in the draft as far as like how Daytona goes. So this is going to be interesting at Dega too.
Yeah, especially for 100 laps, it's going to be its own little handful.
Yep.
So, well, that's that. I guess on to. I mean, we can touch base on the Labor Day race if we want. We can touch base on the All-Star race before we go to trucks, or we can do that after, whatever y'all want.
Let's start with the Labor Day race. We've gotten a few more people signed up now. We're up to 20 participants in that money race. If you are interested in racing, again, it is a 70% payout to the drivers, 30% to the league. Try to cover the costs for everything that we put on between plaques, broadcast, all that stuff. It is a $10 entry fee. We're racing the trucks at Talladega for 100 laps on Labor Day, Monday. Same start time as it always would be normally for our Monday league. Myself and Kufel are planning on being in the broadcast with Happy doing race control so that we can focus on the broadcast and he can take care of the race control. And we want to try to help keep this league as free as we can. And by just participating in a couple of these money races, it really helps us out to make sure that we can give you guys the plaques for the races, the All-Star race, the plaques for the regular season champion, as well as our series champion each season. So at the end of the day, all of it comes back to you guys, whether it be via broadcast or plaques or whatever. We want to make sure that is very transparent. We're not trying to take the money to keep the money for ourselves. We're taking the money to put it back into the league and make sure everybody gets something out of this. So we appreciate everybody that has already signed up, and we appreciate everybody that plans to sign up as well. But again, if you do want to sign up, reach out to one of the admins. We will get you in, and make sure you hit up that either PayPal, Venmo, or Cash App that is listed on the flyer in the announcements channel.
Yeah, and I'm assuming that all of us have the same thought, just as all the drivers that have already signed up for the race, that we want to keep it in-house. We all know each other, respect one another, and not opening it up to an open format where we get some random drivers on the race. Everybody knows how those open hosted races go, especially on super speedways. So yeah, we'd love to see some more guys sign up for it if you're available. And I'm excited to watch it. I'll be out of town, so I won't be racing or helping the other guys on the admin aspect of it, but definitely looking forward to it.
And again, 100 laps at Talladega in the trucks. There is a fast repair, so that you guys will all have that as well. Yeah, look for more information as we get closer to it. We'll get a sign up for everybody as well pretty soon. And once everybody's gotten paid and everything is in, you'll get your lobby info for the race day. Session will open at 6:30 Central, and the race will start at 7:05, just like we have for the trucks and for the Gen 6 currently. I know ARCA starts a half hour later right now. But yeah, it'll be 6:30 Central and 7:05 start time for the race. So we're looking forward to it.
Should be.
And Happy, that's a straight up 100 laps, right? No stages, just doing a 100 lap race.
I think we decided on some type of caution at like 30 or something. But yeah, they'll be, if anything, they'll just be one scheduled, and that's about it. So we'll have plenty of tires and decent amount of fuel.
We do. It does have on the flyer listed as a comp caution at lap 30. So.
Okay, yeah.
Okay.
So there. Yep.
I'm excited for it. I get to bring the 7 truck out of retirement for a race.
Yeah, there you go. There you go. We got them from all series in there, so I'll try to make a roster list in each Discord so everybody can see who's in and what, and we don't care about the numbers. None of that really matters. Yeah, just be kind of fun. I mean, all the way from ARCA guys to Cup guys. So.
Yep.
Should be a good time. Kind of on a little equal playing field anyway, with a super speedway than in a truck. So yeah, it'll be a fun watch.
And then we do have our all-star race the day after that on Tuesday, at the Tuesday after Labor Day, which we are running the 87s at. Have we decided where we were going to race them?
Have you done any more practice, or was that all Wilder had done?
I did a little bit. Neither was good for me, but that's me. But between the two of them, Wilkesboro seemed like it was going to be a little more stable.
Yeah. Yeah, that's probably what we'll do is 87s at North Wilkesboro. Normally we'd let the everybody in the league pick, but after I got the testing, there was a lot of tracks that just weren't very viable. Those things were pretty crazy. So yeah, I'm sure we'll do a decent long race. That yeah, and like he said, that'll be the day after Labor Day, so it'll be that Tuesday. And of course, not to be confused, you have to be in the top 12 of your league, your series standings to be eligible. So if you're not in the top
Yep.
12 of the ARCA series or trucks or Gen 6 or any cup driver, then yeah, you're just not going to be able to get in it. We want this to be something earned, you know.
Yep.
So not just anybody can get in it.
And it will be
So-
broadcasted as it was last season as well.
Yep, it'll be broadcasted and there'll be a plaque for winning it, just like last season. So throwing out a plaque out there, I want people to earn it. I want people to work their way into the all-star race, not just I've been in some leagues where just anybody can join, and that's not really an all-star race now, is it?
Nope.
So of course we're not big enough to just do only winners only. We'd only have like 5 people out there. Well, no, I guess the way these series are going with these multiple winners.
I say true with the trucks and ARCA having only a couple of multi winners of the season. So
Just two
Even
two
well,
in
even
ARCA
Gen
winners.
6.
Yeah, Gen 6 has like 5 different winners.
Yeah.
So surprisingly, so yeah. So all that
Yeah,
info out.
We thought it was going to be a two horse race. I feel like a lot of us did.
Yeah, for sure. So that was cool to see Mason hop in his first one and get a win right off the
Yep.
rip. So it's good for him on that. So
He's got a lot of luck at Michigan. That's all I'll say. He likes that track. I can tell you
he
that much right
does.
now.
He does.
He likes the worst 2 mile. It's okay.
No, that's it. No 2 miles next season.
No, all kinds of 2 miles next season.
We're
like
taking
2
them
mile
off just so Mason can't win again.
All right. Well, I think that's everything other than trucks, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right. On to the trucks.
It was a fun race again. Let's see, our points leader for the regular season, Wilder. He wasn't able to make the race. I was in second place. We were all sitting there chatting the week leading up to it and trying to see mathematically, was it possible for me? Yes, it was, but I would have had to have been dominant through the entire race, which isn't my thing as far as this season goes. So I almost needed to get first place in each of the stages, do well, finish towards the very top of the finish. First stage came through. If I did get a stage point, it wasn't very much. So I knew that card was out of play for me. So I was able to go back to my typical thinking that I've been doing as far as just being patient, just ride around, let it all come to me. There wasn't any pressure of trying to perform for the other stages and just manage tires. But it was a fun race. I think everybody had a decent time there. Sunday night ended up coming down to Noah Tills winning the race. He had a great race, of course. I think he got tied up into an incident early on, but was able to get himself back into position, of course. Second place was Anthony Hall. Third was Danny Gross. Myself, I came in fourth. And rounding out top 5 was Justin Shoemate. What do you guys think of it as far as watching it?
I thought it was a good race, and there was like every stage of the race is like, okay, well now I think Danny's gonna win it. And then like, okay, I think shoot, I can't remember who else was up there, but now I
Anthony.
think like, yeah, right now I
Yeah,
think
Anthony.
Anthony's gonna win it. Oh, look, now Noah Tills is gonna win it. So I think there's a shift every so often. So it wasn't like Danny was leading and then a bunch and then leading again. I mean, I think that was the one that Danny led like all the first stage, right? Then I don't
Yeah,
think
he
I
led the
mean,
Just
most
about,
laps.
yeah.
right,
He
but
took pole. He led the most laps. He was fast. He just couldn't keep the tires under him. And
yeah.
that race had a lot of green flag racing. So you
Hmm.
get those races that have green flag racing, and it shows different lines and how maybe someone can preserve their tires a little bit and what it'll do differently for your race. Because really on pace, nobody had anything for Danny until it stayed green, and then it just changed the race.
Yeah, he
Yeah, it
definitely
really
had a.
showed.
I say he definitely had a short run speed for
Hmm.
sure.
Yeah, absolutely,
A lot of people had the long run though, which I
they
wasn't
did.
expecting. I was not expecting as many people to be able to save their tires and have long run speed. That was kind of my bread and butter because I was like, okay, I know that I'm gonna have to save tires in this. That was kind of my go-to. And then going into the first pit stop, I made a big time mistake as we hear the hood cricket going off in Happy's background again. Uh, um, but yeah, I made a big time mistake. It was either speed or spin, and I said spin's not an option here. I cannot take the fast repair on lap 20. So I took the speeding penalty, and I ended up being at 1.2 laps down. Ended up being a lap down at the end of stage one, and just never recovered. Um,
But you could
until
have, right? You didn't even you didn't even use your fast repair, did you?
no, I did end up having to use my fast repair at the end because I got caught up in that incident with Nava in stage four.
Oh, okay.
Late in the race, I ended up taking my fast repair and using that to try to propel myself towards the front. So
I think I did the same thing. Like I ran most of the race, no incidents, and then there right towards the end, got a little bit of damage, and based off of the rest of the race that we'd already gone past, I wasn't even going to mess with seeing how much damage was going. So I used up my fast repair there and carried on through the finish.
yeah, and I ended up having damage a couple of different times. After the going down a lap, there was an incident right in front of me, and I had nowhere to go. I locked it up trying to stay out of the way, and I ended up getting collected in it. Minimal damage. It wasn't anything crazy or anything like that, but um, so I ended up with a 16x, which I did not realize I had 16, which would have been scary if I'd gotten another 4x. Um, but yeah,
Well,
it was
speaking of that, I mean, you could have been the gentleman trying to race his way into the playoffs and coming out of that thing with a 19x.
yeah.
Yeah, it was Dozen
I'd have been
Bloodworth as we
driving
were
on
watching him.
yeah,
We were watching him
pins and
around.
needles.
He had an 18x for all that race, and then I think there at the end he went off track, and got his 19th. So any little bump would have, I mean, that would have booted him out and
Yep.
let Shoemate or you, depending on, I guess if it finished as is, that would let Shoemate in.
Yep.
Well, and that was the other exciting part about that race is 5, 6, and 7 all racing at the end there, and they all are trying to get into that last playoff spot, and they're all three right there with each other. I mean, the chances of that happening are pretty slim, and it made for the end of that race exciting because we're focusing a little bit more on those 5 through 7 finishers, and because they're all kind of trying to get in that last playoff spot, and they just happen to be
Yeah.
1, 2, 3 with each other. It was pretty exciting.
It
Yeah,
was.
and I went back and watched the broadcast, and you guys brought up a great point. When we got that when we got that caution late in stage three, you guys made the comment, "Well, I don't. He should go take tires now." And I hadn't really even thought about it. If I'd gone and taken the tires, I probably could have gone out there and won a stage and put myself in position to actually make the playoffs. And I didn't even think about it. I'm like, I was thinking long term goal of trying to make sure I had the tires at the end to go out and win the race.
It is hard to think about since the stage points are so
Yeah.
important. It is hard to train your mindset when most racers are really concerned about where they finish the race. So to kind of change what you normally do and just try to get the good finish at the end, even like Chris, um, did this season, is just worry about where he finished. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just
And
hard to
that's-
get that mind frame.
And that's the thing about me. That's the type of racer I am as well. I'm worried more about the finish than I am about the stage racing. Because that's, on these, especially on these intermediate tracks, you can more often than not envision me being in the top 10 or right around that top 10, sometimes in the top 5 at a track like this, or at a track like Auto Club, for example. I know it's not an intermediate, it's a 2-mile, but which again, it's the better 2-mile. I'll die on that hill as well, don't worry. But yeah, you can, I've always got speed on these intermediates. That's kind of my bread and butter. And so to put myself in a position here where I needed to go stage racing, not racing, and I just didn't even think about it when the time came. I should have, and if I had done it, I just wouldn't have taken tires at the stage and then just had the set of tires at the end of the race to try to battle back to the front. That was that would have been the only way I could have made that work. But
yeah, I mean, it's a
hindsight-
shame you didn't get in, but I mean, yeah, and then then you get in Gen 6, which is even a tougher battle. So
yeah,
but of course you hadn't had many issues here during the
Well, it
season,
didn't have a disconnect in Michigan
right?
in the Gen 6 either.
this truck series, I mean, we had 37 racers in this truck series race. It's been pretty populated every single week of the season, and it's really exciting to watch it. The fact that we get this many drivers week in and week out in the truck series, and how well everybody does pretty consistently. I mean, anything's going to have its issues, but you watch what you guys do in this truck series versus jumping in a lobby of official racing with 20 racers in there, and I mean, there's no comparison. How well you guys race together with 35, 40 drivers week in and week out versus jumping in an official race with 20 drivers and it's just a mess.
Yep.
Yeah.
Right,
What was our average count? You said,
It
Chris?
was right around 37
Yeah.
for the season. I think one of our road races was at 24, so that brought the average down. But I was just looking. I think we were 24 drivers right around there that either raced all 9 or only missed one race.
Yeah, that's pretty awesome.
That's
yeah,
really awesome.
absolutely.
And at the end of the day, for me, I've got 3 teammates, actual teammates, as well as one of the affiliated teammates that are in the playoffs. So at the end of the day, now my goal is to make sure I help one of them win a championship here. So
Which one though?
and it doesn't matter. Whichever
Teammate.
one has an opportunity.
Well, I'm sure Chris is like, everybody show up this week. It'll only screw Bobby and Sean more, so it'll help Chris out since they're both on provisional, and that's gonna really hurt him in the playoffs. But let's go over the season final standings, and congratulations to Sean Wilder as being season
For sure.
3.
Yeah, he had a great season.
Yep, truck champion. Chris here finished 2nd. Bobby Grady finished 3rd, which I want to say he finished.
Third in Gen 6.
Well, yeah.
No, that was playoff
yeah.
playoff standings.
Yeah, no, he finished like 4th in that. But I mean, last season in the regular season, I want to say he finished up there too. But anyway, Ryan Seabolt, great season. I mean, finished 4th in points. And Mike who fell, missing 2 races, kind of part time, still ends up with a 5th place to end the season. Anthony Holland 6th, Justin Navas 7th, Danny Gross in 8th, Mason Connell in 9th, Shane Williams in 10th, Dustin Bloodworth in 11th, Justin Shum 8th and 12th, and tie for 13 is Matthew Chase and Noah Tills. Then
Ryan Seabolt's a perfect example of a driver that if you just put a little bit of work in, continue to do it, what you see the improvements. Because man, what a season for him!
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh yeah.
No, I've definitely seen a lot more pace out of him in his truck as far as figuring out the truck from last season to this season. No, he's had a really good season.
Yeah, he was battling for the best of the rest last season. So
Yep.
he didn't even get to make it, and I think Dayhoff beat him out on the last race for that. So for him to go not even making a playoffs to like 4th or 5th in the standings and in the playoffs, and as everybody can see, I have the playoffs up right now.
Yeah, and Wilder sits at the top of that playoff seating, plus 23 to the cut line. Chris plus 18, Bobby Grady, Ryan Seabolt, Mike Kufel, all +8. And then Mason Connell +6, Danny Gross +5, Anthony Hall +3. And then below the cut line right now is Justin Nava, 3 below. Noah Tills -5, even with that second race win. And then Shane Williams -7, and Dustin Bloodworth, he's got a long way to go at -17.
Yeah,
Well,
he didn't get any stage points or any playoff wins, and he got 0 for the the bottom two get 0 points for the bonus for the end of the season. So
Yep.
Shane Williams was able to come away with some playoff points, so that's a difference there.
Yep.
Well, and then you guys had mentioned for Wilder what a turnaround he's had this season, just in general, his ability to stay clean. Just the whole approach of racing week in and week out, and how much he's changed his mentality, and the help in the league, taking on that ARCA series. I mean, that's a huge turnaround for him. Obviously, we know he can drive. I think he's had a lot of success in many things this season, and winning the season championship. That's a big improvement and great accomplishment for him.
Oh, absolutely. And then as far as you saying staying clean, I would also tag on there staying calm.
Yep.
Yeah.
He's done a great job this season.
He's like a whole
It
different
helps-
person, ain't he?
It helps
Really
when you put a nail on your radio button, though.
It's
It
cool to
does.
watch
Yeah.
watch some of these people grow, and how much they can change from race to race or season to season, how much faster they can get, or what they can improve on, and just being together as a group, what it does for you. So
and the whole
myself included, I've learned a ton. I'm
the
still
whole
learning.
series was like that. The truck
Yeah.
series as a whole, I mean, there were 15 to 20 solid racers that were battling in the top 10 to 15 every single race. Like there were 20 guys that could have had a top 5 every single week. It was crazy the amount of talent we had out of that truck series this season so far, and we still got a ways to go.
Yeah, last season was almost the same way. Then I think this one is even more competitive. So
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's definitely fun to be a part of.
Yeah, so it's great. Maybe this will be your last one, Chris. Who knows? But with
Never
Sean
know.
Wilder and Bobby Grady having to miss and use provisionals, that's really going to hurt their chances. At least
And I
Wilder
should be-
is plus 23.
I
But-
should be 100% for making Sunday. There's a small chance that I don't. So that makes Seabolt, and I know Kufel, since we're co-workers and I've talked to him, and they're just sitting back there waiting to see who grids up. So
That's a tough top 10. I mean, you got guys like Anthony Hall and Danny Gross who have shown some extreme pace. You got Noah Tills just got a win. Justin Nava's a experienced driver in the league. There's some Bloodworth can do it. I mean, it's going to be fun to watch.
yeah, that's a
Mason's got a lot of
great
speed, too.
list. Yeah, that's a great list of names for
It
the
is.
playoff.
It really is, because you just go into these 3 races, and I couldn't tell you who I could pick at Rockingham or Vegas. I mean,
You're gonna
New
throw a-
Atlanta is just a crapshoot a lot of
Throw a
times. but-
dart.
Yeah.
Throw a dart, because all of these guys
Exactly.
are fast. I mean, like I said, this is the most competitive league I've been a part of this series. This truck series has been so competitive, and it's been a blast.
Well, that's
Even
what
in the
happens
worst.
when you don't let 5,000 I rating 0 to 5,000 in one league. You're going to get competition if you kind of can limit it down. So, and that's what we do here. I mean, 1,000 to 2,500. I mean, you're going to get a lot of competitive people because they're all
Yep.
within that range. So definitely awesome. So let's go to team points.
Team points.
What are we
Yeah.
doing
Whatever.
there?
What
I don't know.
happened there?
I don't know.
We're bringing the commissioner in for next season.
Uh-oh.
We normally don't talk about team points, but let's talk about team points. As K&W is kind of mopping the floor with everybody there.
Yeah, we had a good season. So it's a different team. Really, we're all still a part of K&W, but the team that was part of season 2, they weren't able to race this season full time, just real life stuff coming up. And so when I talked to all of them as far as bringing on teammates for this season, and everybody was on board for that. So I went recruiting for a week and got my team put together, and it's worked out.
Hired guns.
Well, maybe a little bit, but it worked out. They were all available, and but beforehand, we've always been good friends with HVR and their team. We'll do team practices together last season, this season. So before the season started, I threw out there to Brandon, hey, you want to put a little bit of a wager on this season? And he's all for it. He's like, what do you got in mind? And so I said, well, let's do whichever team wins the regular season gets to select the paint job for the losing team's first race of the playoffs. So it is now that time. We are going into the playoffs to Atlanta on Sunday night, and after this evening, I will share their paints with them so that they can get them loaded up, make sure that they're all polished up for Friday night. And I put out there that this evening we're going to do a little unveil so everybody watching the podcast can see what is in line for these guys. So,
and this is Brandon Dayhoff of Holy Bible Racing, by the way. So
you got Brandon, you've got Kyle Rogers,
and then someone got roped into it at the last.
Poor and then poor Jace Keller. He didn't see it coming as far as when he joined the team. They evidently left it off the brochure, so he's only been on the team for a couple of weeks, but he's game for it too. So those 4 guys are going to be rocking a awesome paint job. Atlanta's at night, but everybody may want to put on some sunglasses because they are going to shine. So I put a little unveil video together, and I'll let Happy toss that up whenever he's ready.
All right, quiet in the gallery so everybody can hear. Chris found some good unveiling music for it as well. You know, it's got a nice ring to it. I think I just have to play it again. One moment.
We represent the Lollipop Guild, the Lollipop Guild, the Lollipop Guild, and in the name of the Lollipop Guild, we wish to welcome you to Munchkinland.
Lesson learned from this. Careful who you bet and what you bet. Great job on that paint. That looks like that probably took you tens of minutes.
Each one of those dots were hand painted
with love.
With love.
Oh,
his blood, sweat, and tears. The tears came from laughing, though.
Oh, for sure.
Oh, so we will definitely me and
that'll
Tucker,
be highlighted in the broadcast. Happy.
Yes, me and Tucker will definitely probably interview each 4 of them.
You know we should make that picture of the truck the thumbnail for this video.
Oh.
And I mean, I wouldn't enforce it because it wasn't part of the bet, but I was like, if one of those guys wins in their interview, they have to thank their sponsors, all the Munchkins in Munchkinville.
and K&W.
Oh, absolutely. So no, it's just something to have fun. The extras of being a part of the league and it's all the tangents with iRacing and these seasons. So
Oh yeah, and just like the playoffs, if it carries over, so maybe if Seabolt doesn't show up this race, he can rock it the next race. They can't all take a provisional.
I mean, they could.
yeah,
Well, yeah, I guess. It's not a horrible paint. It is good though. It's great stuff. So I'm curious what they could have had for y'all, but
We'll never know.
we'll never know.
yeah.
Probably never again unless he goes recruiting next season. But half that's on him because he hadn't had the best of truck seasons himself either. So, but there's always next season and the rest of this season for a lot of these guys. So, definitely good luck to you, Chris, in the playoffs.
Thank you.
Fortunately, Matt missed out, but I'm sure me and Tucker will have fun calling these playoff races and the high intensity that they will bring. So, seems fun. Chris, with that New Atlanta, what was it? It was New Atlanta
New
Rockingham,
Atlanta,
Vegas.
Rockingham,
and
Vegas.
Vegas. Yeah, yeah. Are you feel pretty comfortable? All three of those tracks. I know we did Rockingham earlier in the Gen 6, give you maybe a leg up
Yeah,
there.
that'll be the wild card, I think, of this round. Outside of Talladega being a super speedway.
I mean,
Yeah, I'm sorry, Atlanta. My bad. Rockingham, if you haven't been on it, is a little bit of a challenge. Like I said, we were on it with Gen 6 with quite a bit of horsepower, so it was a little bit of a challenge. We were all learning on that track that night. But I'll do a little bit of testing on it, but I think that'll be one that things may shift up or down for guys. So
For sure.
we'll
Yeah.
see how it goes.
I think with the Gen 6 race being before, that wall might be moved out about 2 or 3 more inches.
now I got it on good authority that they moved it back.
Oh
Yeah.
man. I'm about to say
I'm
because we
curious
all
to
hit it enough.
I'm curious to see what the truck's like on Rockingham. Does the horsepower with it being a little light on the rear tires and that track? I'm going to run some laps on it maybe tonight. I'm curious. I'm curious to see how, because New Atlanta, we know how that's going to probably run. But Rockingham's definitely a wild card. That is 100% a wild card.
Yeah. And then Vegas.
And 150 laps of it.
Yeah, Vegas will probably be the one Matt finally gets his first win at when it really can't
Probably
help
not.
him anyway.
Probably
I
not.
mean, besides
though.
pride, but you'll still take a win, but
Will I?
I'm sure
I don't
you
think I
will.
would. Nah, I would.
Oh, and as far as Atlanta goes, since we're heading there Sunday night, I know there was a question that was thrown out there as far as the lines and the front stretch. It's open to drop down on that apron for qualifying, but race time, you're not allowed to drop below that line.
Yes, you can drop below the line. You cannot pass below the line. So it's up to you. If you want to go below the line, if you make a pass, it's pretty much a death sentence for you, though.
Okay.
So just rule. It's just the same thing. You can go below the line at Talladega, below the yellow line. You just cannot
Yeah.
pass below the yellow line. So same thing. You want to take it, but I mean, if somebody hits the brakes and you fly by them, that's on you. So I would suggest don't go below that line during the race.
Yep. And it's wide enough. We did this track last season in the trucks. It's wide enough that it shouldn't
doesn't
be an
help
issue.
you. It doesn't help
It
you.
barely helps you.
Not
It'll help you
that
during
race.
qualifying,
Yeah.
but it will not help you during the race because even
No.
if you get that run, you have to blend back into the racing surface. And
Yeah,
if
it just
people behind you
leads.
don't let you, guess what? You're in trouble.
Yeah, and it just leads to extra chaos that doesn't need to happen.
Right. Yeah, I mean, because you're going to take that, you're getting out of the draft just to take that, then have to come back up, and it's already a adjustment on the angle, so it always upsets the
Mhm.
truck a little bit anyway. So, but yeah, definitely take it qualifying, and yeah, I would suggest do not take it. But I know if I seen Chris down there trying to pass me, I would sure get on the brakes though. Let him pass me.
Or just off throttle a little bit.
Yeah. Be like, oh, there's a last place finish for him. So, but all that, then the pit road, I guess we're still having issues with. Chase said they were, so we'll probably have to manually open pit road every time, and we'll be pretty forgiving on the closed pits if we're still having an issue with that. So, don't know why they aren't fixing that on iRacing, but
I think it's in the works.
It's in the works for this next
yeah.
update, isn't it?
I think it's in the next update. I don't know why they didn't get it done. The Coke Series was supposed to have a race there, and they had to move it off the track because of this issue. It would have caused big time issues for everybody, and they just didn't want to deal with it, I guess. So they moved their race from Atlanta to Pocono instead. So,
With
yeah,
this, with the new season update coming up, I think the only thing that's on the back burner possibly is the Rockingham refresh. It's from what I heard, but wasn't paying 100% attention. But gonna have a new UI too, so I don't know if you guys know about that. But
Did
the
see
user interface is gonna look a lot different, which I'm excited for. iRacing's user interface is nice and it's intuitive. It just looks a little dated.
Yep.
it does. They already updated it once, and I'm not sure. I may like the older one kind of better. But I mean, this one is a little bit more modern. But yeah, it's good that they're gonna keep on working on it.
And they just announced iRacing Arcade coming out soon. They're working with the people who did Circuit Superstars, and that game is a blast. I've played that game with a friend of mine quite a bit, and iRacing Arcade is going to be cool because you're going to be able to get some of these licensed tracks into this arcade style game. So
Nice.
and
Now,
they've got NASCAR 25 coming out soon too.
yes.
Yep, on console.
Yep. That they've also been working on. I know I was part of a form. What do you call that? A survey. Thank you. Thank you. It's
Yep.
a survey that filled out, and they were asking a lot of questions about overlays and things like that. And I really think it's something that they're going to bring in so people don't have to use the third party overlays. So hopefully they get to working on that because that'll be awesome.
That would be nice.
If they actually have their own overlays and it's a little bit of everything, and then just a little less money people got to pay for race labs and all that stuff.
Or
They
caps.
don't have to.
Caps is you have to pay for caps too.
Yeah, but it'd be so much better just to have one thing less to open when you go to race. Geez, I got to open like 6 or 7 different apps between race labs, trading paints, crew chief, iRacing. Like, dang, man, there's a whole lot of apps just to get in one race.
Mm-hmm.
So, other than that, it should be a good week, man.
Yep.
So,
Leading it off, like I said, like we were talking about, the trucks at Atlanta, followed up by Talladega on Monday for Gen 6, and then ARCA goes to Charlotte for their longest race of the season. And then we'll be back here on Friday to talk all about the action in the week that was once again. So we'll be talking about who's in the chase, who's not, who's advanced in the playoffs, who hasn't, where everybody stands. So it's going to be a good week here at High Velocity Racing League.
all right, we'll catch y'all next week.
See you guys.
See ya.